Question number 2, why do the people in the districts participate in the reaping? And Mr. Henry, you told us about the reaping was where we found out in the story one person was selected to volunteer to have to fight to the death essentially. Why do people agree to do that was my question as I was reading.
Man, who cares? IDK.
Well, think about it. What would happen if you just stopped going to school? Or your mom just stopped going to work? Or stopped paying taxes?
So it's like a thing that we just do that we don't really understand why.
Sort of. I mean...
Except there's some sort of consequence that goes along with this if you don't do it.
Right, you feel like you would get in trouble. Like if a grown-up didn't go to work, I feel like they would get in trouble. They can't just not go, or else they wouldn't go to work. So the same thing with the reaping, if you just don't show up to it, obviously you get...
It's kind of like detention, like if you don't show up for detention, it's only going to get worse.
There's a bigger consequence.
Would they get killed if they didn't show up?
That's a good question.
I'm sure...
It's possible.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, if they're having an entire game where the whole purpose is to kill someone, I'm sure they wouldn't really have a hard time killing you for not participating. Plus, wouldn't that maybe start a rebellion? So I think the capital would want to squash that immediately.
Yeah.
Which would incite more fear, which again would incite the people.
Never questioning all these things we do.
Yeah, so to go along with tradition and go to the reaping.
Makes sense.
So basically we decided because of tradition and fear is why they go through with it. That's what they've always done, and they're afraid if they do otherwise they would face some sort of consequences. So just make sure you've jotted that down. Number 3, what would you have volunteered to take your sibling's place if he or she was chosen? Why or why not?
I don't have any siblings, so that's easy for me. Yeah, I would definitely not do it because I don't got any siblings. I wouldn't have to save anybody.
What if it was like your mama?
Or your kid.
Or your baby cousin?
I could see that. I would probably, because I wouldn't want to see my mama on TV fighting until someone kills her.
Right.
I feel like I would like to think I would volunteer, but I'm not 100% confident that I would actually go through with it. I might just let them take it.
Yeah. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
I think sitting here right now, I'd probably be like, well, it's on you. But if I was there feeling all that emotion, I wouldn't want my little brother to, have to go. He probably wouldn't last 3 minutes in that arena. So I would do it. Maybe last 5. At least he gets to live another year.
True. I don't really know. I see both points of view. I think you never really know until you're in that situation, and that's a hard decision she had to make, but I think it was an admirable one. So make sure, just jot down your thoughts on that if you were in that situation, if you would volunteer for your brother or sister. Question number 4, how would you feel if you were chosen to participate in the Hunger Games? Do you think you'd actually be able to bring yourself to kill another human being, like a kid, like yourself?
I think if, again, if I was sitting here right now, I couldn't kill you, or you, or you. Maybe I could.
Maybe tomorrow's a different story.
Maybe tomorrow's a different story. But I feel like if I was against somebody, and they were in front of my face with a knife, or a sword, or anything, and they were coming at me, I would probably have to react and defend myself. Survival instinct.
I'm a pacifist, so I'm not really going to do that.
What's that?
A pacifist is someone who doesn't believe in violence or war as a helpful solution. It's just more harmful.
Like Gandhi?
Yeah, like Gandhi.
Like Mandela?
Nelson Mandela.
Like Martin Luther King Jr.?
Yeah.
I've heard of all of them somewhere.
Social studies?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, civil disobedience.
Oh, that's a good word to remember.
Civil, what was it? Civil what?
Disobedience.
Oh. So, pacifism would be like not fighting?
Not fighting.
So why do you think this society is so hung up on having to fight in violence?
Probably control.
That's right. I think the government makes them do it to keep control.
Good point. Cause if you're always afraid of something, then you would
You're
give
more
more
like-
control to.
yeah.
So peace means a lack of control and violence equals control.
I don't think so. I think maybe that the people have just not, they've kind of devolved or not lost the true meaning of what peace and like true peace could be.
Maybe the Hunger Games serves to keep the peace among all the districts.
How do you figure?
Because with just that one event of the Hunger Games, so that one violent event,
Gets it out of their system, kinda like that movie The Purge, like get it all out now,
yeah.
and then,
But then that means there would have to be like underlying hate for everyone in each district. And that's like saying this whole world just hates each other, and then like the Capitol's like, oh, let's just pick a couple of us to kill.
Well, doesn't that like go back to question number 1 though, as to why there's probably the districts in the first place? So you're keeping all of the people separated to contain that underlying current of hatred?
That's true, but I don't think you get that. I don't think we get, when we're reading, I don't think we get that each of the districts are like, oh, you're from District 4,
Yeah.
so they didn't like you.
true.
True.
You know, I
Yeah,
don't think
true.
that's like where it's, I mean, it could be. I mean, we don't know, we've only read the first 93 pages.
And for the sake of time also, we should move on to question 5. Good discussion there though. Finally, what predictions do you have for what's going to happen in the rest of the story?
See, that girl Katniss, she was hunting around in the beginning of the book with that dude Gale,
Uh-huh.
and I think she had a thing for him. I think Gale might have had a little thing for her. But
Right.
then I read about their relationship with PETA. You know, I think they might be. I think they might be getting something going
Guys,
on.
guys, we need to bring it back to discussion.
Oh.
We're getting a grade and we're strict on time, so, sorry, Mr.
We're sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. I think there's going to be a love triangle forming because I think Gale likes Katniss, and Katniss might like Gale, but then this dude PETA comes along.
PETA.
He comes along, and he Katniss and him have a little thing going on, especially when they're supposed to, hold hands and look presentable to the audience. So I think Gale, PETA, and Katniss, it's gonna be a little something going on between those.
But the PETA thing is kind of like an arranged marriage.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like forced into it, like in
Because
other cultures.
it's not like someone like, oh, I like you, let's hold hands. It's more like, you're gonna hold hands now, or something like that. You
Don't
know?
they still do that in other countries?
I think in Hindu culture, it's a very
Arranged
prevalent.
marriages?
Arranged marriages still happen in the world.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
I was thinking that, well, it's kind of evident by now that they're gonna be fighting to the death. There's gonna be some killing. So I'm looking forward to the killing and predicting that coming up in the next few chapters. It's probably gonna be pretty intense.
I like the love scenes.
You
I
love
can't
the
wait for the
love
love scenes.
I just love words.
We
I'm
all
going
do.
for Katniss and Gale.
I don't know.
PETA, meh.
I think
Yeah.
that
He's a nice
they're
guy.
all gonna blow up.
Gale's her soulmate.
I
Yeah.
think PETA is the man.
I think they're gonna like fight it out. Like PETA, Gale.
And
One
one
on
of them's just
one,
gonna
guys.
die.
Mano y mano.
PETA versus Gale.
Alright, so great,
Gale versus PETA.
great discussion there. Make sure you jotted down the important
Uh-oh.
questions, your notes. And then we're gonna pick it up with the word wizard here.